Hello guys, welcome to my channel, and if this is your first time here, please consider subscribing and also hit the like button if you like the content. In today's video we're going to talk about the Gixxer 250, the naked variant. This video is not going to be about the technical specs and other details of the bike. This is solely going to be about the way the bike feels and handles from a normal man's point of view. So let's get started.
It's only right, baby. Yeah, why you mad? I got a bag, bro. Name hot in these streets, no Tabasco. But I'm so stubbed, that's a fact, yo. And if you think I'm frontin', you can run it back, yo. Go on, run it back. You know that I run it. Everything you wanna do, I already done it. And I got your little boo telling me she love me. I got this one, that one. Damn, it's gonna be a long night. Yeah. You know. I said, damn, it's gonna be a long night. Yeah, let's go. Look. I told Shorty drop it for a real one. Yeah. Go ahead and pop it, let me feel some. Do it for the boy with a bag now. Movie star money making everybody act out. I don't lie to these women. If I want them, then I tell them. Don't get fly for these women. I was born with these propellers. All my haters cannot beat me, so I call them acapellas. See, I'm only getting better.
So the first thing that comes onto your mind when you think about this bike is about the way it looks, because the looks wise it does not it doesn't look much different than the Gixxer 150, but I don't know, it's just me or I don't know what it is, but I just feel that it is a little more bulkier than the 155. And secondly, the dual port exhaust, it looks nice, but it's pretty much dated. Thirdly, I don't know, when I'm putting my legs across the seats, my heels, they tend to hit the silencer. This part right here, if I'm swinging my legs over there and if I'm just going to keep my toes here, my heel is sitting here, which I don't know, which is kind of weird. It just feels like I'm stepping on the exhaust, something that could have been made better. That is one issue I faced. Apart from that, the ground clearance is pretty good. The engine has a lot of mid-range and high-end torque. The low-end torque is manageable. It's not too low like everyone says. That is what I'm trying to tell you guys is that if you're taking this bike in bumper to bumper traffic, you'd not be finding it that difficult to maneuver this one. The seat kind of feels weird, because when you're sitting on the bike, it just feels like you're on something. This was commented by some other people who reviewed the bike as well. It did not ring any bells when I got to use the bike first, but after watching a few of those videos, you know how it works, I started to feel the same thing as well. It just feels like the seat has a bit too much of sponge, which actually prevents some sort of feedback from the motorcycle. You're not getting enough feedback from the motorcycle. I was owning a KTM before this, and you know how the seats on the KTM are, right? They are very hard and they provide you a lot of feedback. So that is one thing that is sort of missing, I would say. No, let me correct that. It's not missing, it is just a little lesser than performance oriented bikes, because this particular motorcycle is targeted the enthusiasts and people who would like to have a power commuter for their ride. This particular bike is a very good all-round performer. That's the reason why I dumped the KTM Duke 200, which I owned, and then I got this one. Fuel efficiency wise, I'm yet to get any solid results because I didn't test them yet. The bike is fairly new. Tires, grips, I don't know, the tires are pretty good. I think they are using the same tires on the Duke, so no complaints over there. These tires are pretty good when you're taking them on the highways or inside the city, not much of an issue. But if you're going to off-road with them, there might be some sort of problem, because these tires are not meant for off-road, so you would not be having much of a grip on the surface. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. The rear view mirrors, I find them a bit short because most of the times I end up seeing my own shoulders, so I just hope that Suzuki does something about it. And apart from that, the bike has this grunt post 5000 rpm. It feels insane. You have to drive it to actually feel it. There is a sudden surge of power after 5000 to 6000 rpm, and when you are taking her to the high end, it really feels very, very nice and satisfying. And the exhaust note is so bassy, it just feels like you are revving her, and she likes it. The engine is very rev happy, and it has ample amount of torque for everyday use. People who are saying that the low end is low, they would still complain, it's just nitpicking. But in my opinion, it's very much usable. The engine did not get heated up when I was driving in peak hour traffic, bumper to bumper, mind you. So compare this with the KTM Duke 200, she gets pretty hot. And imagine, I mean, this is not at all bad. And if you look at the engine, this engine does not even have cooling fins, so it's very, very efficient, something which I am surprised. I thought that it would be getting hot, because every new bike is supposed to get hot, but this one, it did not get fairly hot that much, so I like that fact too. Certain things that could have been done better, like I said, the placement of foot pegs or the placement of the exhaust, so that could have been done better. I really wished there was a fuel consumption indication, because that's something that is there on the KTMs for ages together. I just don't understand why Suzuki did not incorporate that on this motorcycle right here. And yeah, the main value add that you get for this bike is that it's a 250cc. Come on, a quarter liter bike for less than 2 lakhs, and then you're getting ABS. It's fully loaded. What else do you need? It is as powerful as the CBR 250R. These are all the reasons why I took this bike, because you know, the Duke 200, it is a fairly good bike. I mean, it's an awesome bike. It has very good power to weight ratio, and it feels very sharp when it comes to handling and ride. The comfort and the way the Duke 200 handles the highways, it's something that I did not like. I have to do a lot of mods in order to make the Duke 200 rideable on the highway. So that's the reason why I went for something which is bone stock and which can actually do almost everything KTM does and better. In my opinion, if you are tight on budget and if you want to go for a quarter liter, this is a very good choice right here. And the engine, the most important thing, I just forgot about that. When you're cruising at 70 or 80 kilometers per hour, this bike does that in 40, it's 4500 or 5000 rpm. It feels so smooth. It feels like as though the engine is not running. So that's the sort of smoothness you could expect from the Suzuki's engineering here. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. If you guys need any more information, please drop a comment below. I'll try to answer them as soon as possible. Alright, until next time, take care, bye bye. And please subscribe and hit like if you like again. Alright guys, see you later then. Take care.